I've decided to share my personal story with you, a journey that led me to meet future friends with whom we created Phoenix. At the time the events began, I was 37, my wife was 36, and our son was 10 years old. Our marriage lasted 13 years. It wasn't always smooth, but we went through a lot together, and there were many good moments. On December 28th, 2023, it was the last working day before my vacation. The year had ended on a good note. Just a few days prior, we had finished a 6-month renovation in an apartment bought on a mortgage for our son and had rented it out. Work was going well too, but with my wife, things had started to fall apart. Still, I thought, no big deal. Vacation was ahead. No more weekend and after-work renovations. The perfect time to fix our relationship and focus on us. I came home and decided to talk to my wife. I told her that lately something felt off between us. Misunderstandings, a series of small conflicts. I apologized for my harsh behavior. She replied, "All right, I have something to tell you too, but I was planning to say it after New Year's." I said, "If you've started, then say it now." "Why wait?" She said, "Well, it started when we first met. I wasn't really drawn to you. I even told you that at the time, remember? Let's try, but I can't promise anything." But then things just unfolded. I was won over by your reliability and the deep spiritual connection we initially had. We had a lot of deep conversations and a strong understanding of each other. But the first time we had sex, I didn't enjoy it. And I never did after that. I don't know what to believe. She used to give me those longing looks, send texts saying, "You're an amazing lover." She always told me she was satisfied. I never had an orgasm with you. I never loved you. I lived hoping things would get better. You were the one who proposed. I wanted a child, and he was planned. I had him for myself, and I will never give him to you. I feel very close to you, but only as a friend. I don't see a man in you. For years, I thought something was wrong with my sexuality. But after seeing a psychologist, I realized that I just don't want you. I see you as a close relative. The psychologist initially tried to change my perception of you, but after trying everything with no results, he started preparing me for divorce. I started seeing him about a year ago because of depression. You were the one who encouraged me to go. You don't give me enough attention. I don't inspire you. I realized that I had been thinking about divorce from the very beginning, and now, after 14 years, I understand that I don't want to live under pressure. I want to be with a man I truly desire, and that's not you. Besides, you're always controlling me, criticizing how I do things. There's no freedom with you. I feel caged. You smother me with your love. I'm not leaving for someone else. I'm leaving you. I can't even imagine being with another man after all this. It hit me like a sledgehammer. And then I made mistakes. I begged for a chance, broke down, promised to change. I said, "We never even talked about sex issues. Let's fix it. I'll do my best," and so on. She said, "You don't understand. I love you as a relative, not as a man. That will never change. Even if you change, you'll go back to your old self in a month. I don't want to endure it anymore." We had a mortgage on an apartment, and I was paying most of my salary for it. One more year left. We lived in a private house, and the apartment was meant for our son's future. My friend, who helped with the renovations and invested money, was living there for the next year with rent prepaid. At first I snapped and said, I'll find you an apartment tomorrow. You can live there." She said she was scared. Eventually, we agreed to stay together until my friend moved out, sharing the costs. That way, our son could have one more year in a complete family. We wouldn't tell anyone. Even as I begged for a chance, she wavered. She said, "A year's too long. Let's try 3 or 6 months. But it won't work, no matter what you do." She said she'd decide in a few weeks whether she'd even try sex again. We slept in different rooms. My mind was a storm all night. The next day, I asked her to see a marriage counselor. At first, she resisted, saying it would be a waste of money. "They'll just try to save our marriage, and I don't want that." I told her I needed it to process everything and understand what was happening. She agreed, but said, "Don't get your hopes up." That made things slightly easier. On December 30th, we went to a Christmas event with our son. In the car, she placed her hand on mine, something she hadn't done in months. Walking outside, she held my arm. Later, she even offered me a massage. Usually, I had to beg for one. Was it guilt? I started searching online and found a forum on this topic. It was eye-opening. The more I read, the clearer things became. My emotions subsided. For 3 days, I barely ate or slept, haunted by dark thoughts. New Year's Eve was tense. Our son fell asleep early. She and I watched videos for a couple of hours before she went upstairs to bed. On January 1st, she sat with me to watch movies. She put her hand on mine. I pulled away. She asked, "Can I hold your hand?" I asked, "Why?" She said, "Just because." I had absorbed so much information in just a few days. My mindset shifted from win her back at any cost to wake up and be a real man, something I never was. A few days later, I met people who had been through what I was going through. They told me, "If you're 100% sure there's no other guy, then there definitely is one." But I thought, no, she's different. She's leaving me, not for someone else. I believe her. A few days later, I found out about Vasya, her other man. He had been in the picture for months. Thanks to my new friend's support, I didn't reveal that I knew. We divided our assets, but continued living together for a while. It was unbearable. Eventually, I was ready to accept whatever decision she made regarding our son. I didn't want her to have any leverage over me. Before she moved out, she unexpectedly said, "About our son, what I said earlier was in the heat of the moment. I've thought it over, and I've decided to leave him with you." I asked, "Will you confirm this legally during the divorce?" She said, "Yes," and she did. It was painful. There was resentment and anger, but that all faded. I read hundreds of stories. I realized this wasn't random. It was inevitable. Relationships follow patterns, but no one teaches us these things. My son and I have a truly close bond now. The fact that he stayed with me is the best outcome of this whole story. We've been living, just the two of us, for over a year. His mom takes him on weekends sometimes, but not often. Through all this, I made many friends who went through similar situations. Together, we created the Telegram channel and chat Phoenix to support others facing divorce, betrayal, or relationship struggles. Some users on Peekaboo were worried about my 5-year absence and my sudden shift in topics. This post is my response. If you're dealing with a breakup, infidelity, or tough times in your relationship, we're here to help. We understand. You're welcome here. Life goes on. Time doesn't wait.